now. She's a great person. I'm her husband, and I can vouch for the fact that she is probably the most honest person that I've ever met in my life. She'll having mother and daughter tea parties. That's not the political thing. That's literally tea parties. Car shows, other different events in District 5. So the people in District 5 really know her, and we hope to have your support. Thank you. I agree a lot with what Mayala had to say about the city manager. We would go a little bit further, though. You got to deal with the root problem. We believe in city manager government, all right? So we're not interested in changing that. I think the people have spoken, and Sonia really believes that it is the better form of government. However, when a city representative is there for a long time, they have to be, when a city manager is there for a long time, they have to be very careful that they don't become too powerful and start intimidating. And it's our view that she has done that. So when her 2-year contract is up, we're going to look, if Sonia is elected, she's going to look and put out for another city manager. So we will look to remove Joyce Wilson as city manager. Once you get to the root of the problem, but I think the other things start getting corrected by who gets appointed to the Civil Service Commission and bringing in more. I think I did answer the question for Sonia, is we're not against the city manager, and I agree with Mayala, and I'm sure Sonia would agree that it does provide continuity from one mayor and one administration to another. So I think with a city this size, we do need a city manager, and we do need experts in it. As to whether or not she was the right person at the time, I wouldn't question that. But what I'm saying is she's not the right person right now. Thank you.
The partnership vote, and one of her campaign platforms I see is the Voters' Right Amendment. And I believe that's a reaction to the city trying to undo the vote, which some people thought had some misleading wording in it. And my question is your wife just basically a one-issue candidate?
Absolutely not. If you look at her platform and the 2-page letter that we give every voter that in which she goes to their houses, you see that it is a broad spectrum of issues. In fact, if I recall right, the 2-page letter doesn't even deal with specifically with the domestic benefits, because we assume the voters already understand her view on that. So we don't bother to harp on the same thing again. Concerning the Voters' Right Amendment, I think Sonia would like to say, excuse me, some ethics training on the current police force. And I think they need it desperately right now. And about having independent, I think Sonia would agree with Mayala that she would like to have an independent force kind of look into those allegations.
Well, follow-up question. You started off by saying some good cops were brought down.
No, I'm talking about good police officers. In other words, we have a tendency to kind of look, when we see some bad police officers, we have a tendency to kind of, look at the really good, decent ones, the vast majority doing the job, protecting us. And I don't think Sonia would like us to look down at the police. Previous question? Oh, about the 4 candidates. First of all, I was asked to be part of El Paso's for Responsible Government, but I'm actually not a chairman, vice chairman, secretary, sergeant of arms. I'm just one of the persons that got invited. Because, most people recognize my face. People seem to, with Mayala, that it would be better for Sonia to be here. However, it depends on the time frame. Saturday mornings are very important. That's when people are home or they're knocking on doors. So if it would have been more like in the afternoon, it would have been easier for her to attend. So I have to blame, just going to be honest with you, you picked a bad time in the morning to do this. So she would have been glad to do this. There's a lot of forums, so she does have to pick and choose which one, and this is the first forum that allowed any representative at all. That's why she hasn't attended too many forums. I can speak in behalf of Sonia that, like I said earlier, she's going to be a full-time representative. She's lived and served in the same district. And while Mayala no doubt has gained experience working for City Hall, Sonia has gained even greater experience fighting City Hall.